Hey everyone, this is Rachel and welcome to another scrapbooking process video. If you hang out until after the video is through, there are always detailed shots of my current layout. Let's get going! Hey everyone, as you might know by this point, if you've been a watcher of mine, I have been pre-taping these introduction pieces for layouts I made for At a Crop back in March. Now this particular layout is going to be made with Echo Park's I'd Rather Be Crafting, and funnily enough, it's actually about another crop I went to back in January. So stay tuned and let's get going. Okay everyone, I am first showing off here this embossed piece of paper my friend Crystal made for me. She made me a whole bunch of different embossed 8.5 by 11 pieces, and I believe she used an embosser by Teresa Collins. I don't remember exactly what it's called. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some mixed media, and I'm choosing some colors. I have my usual trio of Mango Tango, Jenny B Blue, and Tuscan Sun, and then I borrowed from my friend Rebecca Chartreuse, which is an olivey green from Heidi Swap Color Shine, and then she also had these oil pastels, and what I was looking for was a light pink. I was trying to match the colors that come in this line, and I didn't have a light pink, and I didn't have that shade of green, so I was able to find them with help from my friends. So what I'm just doing is I am spraying this piece of paper. It's great because it really brings out the embossing, so it turned out really cute. And what I'm planning to do is to cut this up into pieces and use it as accent pieces as part of my layout. So I didn't like the way that pink was a little too dark, but I'm just going to live with that. So I first start using my paintbrush with the chartreuse one, but then I decide I'm just going to plonk it down, and then I spray some more Tuscan Sun and then just mist the rest of the chartreuse just because it's super strong. So I give it a chance to dry. The shimmers all dried. The pastel and the Heidi Swap Color Shine did not dry as well with the time I gave it, but it turned out fine in the end. All right, so this is going to be a double page layout. I have two pieces of white cardstock that are going to be my background. So once I get started here, I'm going to line everything up. Now, as I've mentioned before, when I do double page layouts, or when I do layouts where I have multiple photos and they're all multiple sizes, I tend to do a sketch beforehand. And so don't think I just magically knew the right place to put these photos. This was already pre-planned would be the word I'm looking for. So what I'm doing now is I'm cutting 2 strips of that diagonal stripe paper, and then I'm also going to be using this 4x6. The diagonal stripe paper is called Cute Creations from I'd Rather Be Crafting, and then the 4x6 is shockingly enough called 4x6 Journaling Cards. I'm going to interrupt myself here and just say, if you hear any noise in the background, I apologize. My nephew, it is spring break here in Connecticut. My nephew has like 5 friends over, so they get a little bit loud. So if you hear any background noise, I do apologize for that. All right, back to the layout. I am cutting down some of those 4x6 sayings to fit a 3x4-ish size, and so I cut down this little crafting saying, and I'm going to then mat it with the same diagonal stripe paper I'm planning on using as another accent to my page. And then I'm also going to cut down this other one that says something about being a happy life. I'm sorry, I can't see it in my preview screen, and I don't have the layout in front of me, so I do apologize for that. There are detail shots at the end of my layout, so and I'm pretty sure I included what these look like. So once again, I'm just trimming that down so it fits on a 3x4 spot. Wow, okay, apparently having trouble with pronunciation today. All right, once I get that set, I assume I tested it, and I think everything is dry, but it actually isn't completely dry. So I'm going to do a kind of top left, bottom right layout. I'm going to map both of those 4x6s with this uh, mixed media page that I made. So it trims through everything, as I said, except the green and then that lighter pink color. So once I cut through it using my trimmer, I do have to go back and trim it up with my scissors just to give it a clean edge. I try going super duper slow, but even that doesn't save me. Once I get those matted, I'm going to take the rest of this paper and cut it into two small chunks, and those are also going to go in the upper left and lower right hand where that striped paper is going. And that, I just think it's like a super cute multicolor thing to add to my layout. I was very happy with the way this turned out. And I'm going to go ahead and start laying stuff down in the place where they belong. So this is a crop I went to back in January. This happened to be in Connecticut, which is the state I live in, and a bunch of people from a message board I belong to who all live in either New England or New York and New Jersey all happened to, have a free weekend and decided to come on over and join me for this crop. It was super fun, which is funny because we were concerned that, it is the middle of January. I am in New England, that we'd get like a giant snowstorm. It did not snow. It did, however, rain like the dickens. All right, I am getting these pieces glued down. Once again, that camera paper is not quite dry yet, so I'm making sure to add enough glue to the back of that just so it doesn't peel back up, because when you use mixed media like the mists and stuff on that, they do have a tendency to curve up. So I just wanted to make sure I was going to use enough adhesive. So everything is pretty much in the place where I want it. The one thing being, I have my two 4x6 photos flipped backwards where they're supposed to be, but I will fix that in a little while. For my embellishments, I'm going to keep it on the simple side. I am going to add a little bit more mixed media. So I'm keeping the elements I'm using on the simple side. So I'm going to start, before I glue down my embellishments, I'm going to start to glue down my photos. Now, because I know this isn't completely dry and then because of all the mixed media, I am going to do a mixture of my ATG and my liquid glue. I find that's just an easier way to make sure it stays stuck down. And that's when I realized, oh yes, that is the wrong photo in the wrong spot. But as I was going to put it in the exact same spot, I didn't worry that the paper ripped a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and get my photos all down. I'll just explain to you what the photos are. So that is a photo. The big one on the left is a photo of all of us that we took in the lobby of the hotel. The one directly below that is myself and one of the women who was with me. We were the last two there. Her parents actually live in Connecticut, so she and I stayed till the end while everyone else headed out a little bit early in order to get home. And then the one just to the right of that left side photo is my friend Tina, and she got a very pretty drink, and another friend of ours I tried to take a picture at the same time, so poor thing's trying to take a drink and pose for a photo. And then on the right hand side of the page is us at a lunch we all went to together, and then just a selfie I took in the lobby of the restaurant. So for embellishments, these wood veneer pieces are from Freckled Fawn. They also have matching epoxy stickers that have the same floral pattern in them. And once again, obviously, they are also from Freckled Fawn. So that's what I chose to use as my main embellishment pieces. I also chose some stickers from Webster's Pages. And basically, as I said, I'm keeping this on the simple side because I am going to do quite a bit of misting. I'm keeping my pattern paper to a minimum and just trying to keep it, simple because I've got a lot of color going on. It may not seem quite yet like there is a lot of color, but I promise you there will be. So part of the problem with filming at a crop is that people chat with you and you forget you're filming and you point out things in your photos for them. All right, so I'm going ahead and putting my title down using these gold Fitzgerald stickers. I'm then going to complete it with these Ellie Studio stickers in, I don't remember if that's light pink or if it's just called pink. It's one or the other. So it's going to be a very elegant title called New England Crop because that's what it is. And my animals have decided to play, so that's super awesome. All right. Once I have this done, I'm going to glue down that last wood veneer, and I'm going to poke through my stickers again. Oh, yes, before I poke through my stickers, I decide, since all I have left on that sheet of freckled fawn are these heart and star epoxy stickers, I'm just going to go ahead and finish off the pack. Yay, empty packaging, yay! And then I'm going to go back and look at the Webster's Pages stickers that I had already used a couple of times in my little pattern paper clusters, and then right below that 3x4 photo on the lower left-hand side. I'm just taking a gander, seeing what will work. There are small square stickers on there, and so I decide to add a couple of those to my layout, but I'm actually going to do my journaling first, and I'm just talking about how happy I was that people decided to join me at this crop, and how, blessed it was to have friendships that, are really just brought together by this hobby of scrapbooking because, a lot of us don't have a ton in common beyond scrapbooking, but we're able to transcend that, and we were calling it crafting fellowship. So it was just a great, wonderful time that was had by all, hopefully, I would hope. Um, so here's where I'm adding the extra stickers from the Webster Pages, and those are just something I got on clearance at Joann's. And so I'm just kind of poking the little ones in corners of photos, and then I add another one of those runner stickers. And I've decided that I'm going to add some enamel dots, finish off some groups of 3 with the epoxy stickers, and then add 2 of the smaller dots in order to just round out my embellishment clusters. Now, once I do that, I'm going to finish up with what I'm talking about with adding a lot of color. So once I finally finish, that's the problem when you're doing a double page layouts, you've got more than your 3 embellishment clusters, so there's a lot going on. So I'm going to pull back out my shimmers mists, and I'm going to mist in my 3 typical colors: Tuscan Sun, Mango Tango, and Jenny B Blue. Those are my go-to colors when I'm doing misting. All right, that is going to finish off my layout once I finish all of the misting. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. I appreciate everything so, so much. For those of you who are watching this when it comes out, there's still some time to enter the contest I have going with Christy Harriman for our Lift and Sketch series. I'll post a link below with that. Thanks so much for joining me here. There's plenty of close-up photos coming up right now. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks so much again, and bye!